The series you're about to watch, Fan Theory, is filled with predicted spoilers. You have been warned. Man, things are getting strange.
Strange.
You like my ego?
Stranger Things, if you're not familiar and you've been living under a rock, is a fantastic nod to the 80s, to all these classic TV shows and movies, sci-fi kind of fantasy series. It's just a pop culture bonanza. Season 2 is coming out on Halloween.
I really like Stranger Things.
It's so good. It's so good. Sue here is a writer.
I mostly do fantasy novels.
Nice. I love fantasy. So you're into all the geeky deliciousness that...
Yes.
Most of the cast is, of course, back. Will is already at school.
He's having a lot of trouble.
He was having flashes.
And Joy is really struggling with that.
She's probably resorted to desperately going back to the Department of Energy, where Paul Reiser, Dr. Owen, persuaded her into getting this help. You know that company's not up to good. Dr. Owen is probably a nicer, kinder doctor than Dr. Brenner was. There has been word that Dr. Brenner will come back. They always do. Dr. Owen is just a ruse, discreetly researching what's going on with Will. Of course, we're gonna get more villainy from them, and Will, his visions are getting worse. I have a theory that it's actually him having premonitions.
Maybe he might be bringing them to the town. He was throwing up things at the end. He might be like some sort of anchor point for
That's
the
brilliant.
alternate reality.
That's really good theory.
If that happens, you saw it here.
From this girl. I always sort of thought he was going to be kind of the new 11. You know, because 11, the first season, was very focused around her.
And she really went through her own arc.
Nancy's gonna be distraught over the loss of her friend Barb. Because Barb is not coming back as much as we all love her.
No one cared.
No one cared. Well, the fans did.
I love it!
Mike is distraught over 11 being dead, or so we thought. But 11 is not dead. She does come back. Hops has to find her first. Hops is still on the hunt to find 11, and he's probably digging deeper into the Department of Energy.
What's in the dirt hopper?
What's in the dirt hopper? And then we've got Dustin and Lucas. They are going to be in a young love triangle with a new character, Max, played by Sadie Sink.
Yeah.
She and her older brother, played by Dr. Montgomery, who is the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers movie. He's playing, strangely enough, Billy, who is not only mean, but he's evil. The Duffer Brothers said they wanted a character who was a monster because of who he was and not because of what he was.
You know what I never understood in 80s movies and 90s movies? How these teenagers are like bullying tiny kids.
That was actually pretty common even for me.
Yeah, maybe because you're from Ohio.
Because I'm from Ohio. She is supposed to be a tomboy, more so than 11. She's like rough and tough. Dustin, being Dustin, you're gonna feel sorry for him, but I don't think he's gonna be the one that charms Max. And the first episode is actually called Mad Max.
That's really interesting. They called it Mad Max.
Dustin is going to come across something that's going to keep him pretty busy. A supernatural, other dimensional pet. Steve is a much more reformed, better guy. Jonathan is going to be worried about his mom and worried about his brother. Full-time nerd and awesome pop culture reference, Sean Astin. He's been cast as Bob Newby. What a great name. A former high school classmate of Joyce's. They start seeing each other. The manager of the local Radio Shack.
I guess since it's 1980. for.
Yeah.
They're gonna start hooking up weird machines.
I mean, in the first season, they spent a lot of time trying to find a doorway in. And I'm sure that they're going to do that again. And then there's this other new character called Roman. She is somewhat of an 11 character. I don't know if she's been experimented on or if she's like a Barb that actually escaped. 11's going to take a back seat this season. Just try to adjust and try to remember who she used to be. Now we also have a new giant monster. While they were playing Dungeons and Dragons in the first season, there were different monsters that came out. There was the Demogorgon, but there was also the Thessal Hydra. It's like a spider. A lot of people don't know this, but Stranger Things is actually based on a real town called Montauk. An actual Department of Energy was doing weird experiments. It caused a mist to cover the town, and people were getting high or something, and they were seeing monsters come through the mist.
Last episode, you find out they're all high.
This is looking out to be a really great second season. I'm really excited. This is a pretty epic series. Do you guys have your own thoughts? Do you have any theories on what could happen for this season? Leave it in the comments below, and I'd love to communicate and get on a discussion with you guys. This is Sue, and you can find her at
Suyun Hong at Twitter.
This has been our fan theory. What's yours?